As Nigeria marks 53 years of independence, key players in the polity from various sectors speak on the state of the nation.
The country is in a state it has been in a state and continues to be in a state of evolution. And what we are asking ourselves is how rapid is it and how relevant is it, and what is the level of success that we're achieving in that area. Each government over the years have come up with their own transformation plans, their own rehabilitation, all kinds of things in terms of moving the country forward. As far as we're concerned, I believe that we need to have a lot of patience at the moment, because in the life of any country, you need time to see how things evolve. What is most important is to identify if we're going in the right direction. In Nigeria, there are both economic and political forces that's at play. And one has always got to step back and sort of say, look, if I was to pull out the economic aspect of it, if it is possible, how are we doing? And all we can say is that, for us, when I wear the cap of the Nigeria Economic Summit Group, we've always shouted and demanded some free market economy, deregulated economy, one in which the private sector can really go out and do things, and in which we're going to demand that government provides that enabling environment to make things happen. And increasingly, you look at the major sectors that have been a nuisance to us. Power, well, the government is deregulating power. The generating companies are now being privatized, the distribution companies are being privatized, and government continues to have responsibility for the transmission. So there's progress that's being made. We've demanded that be done, and it is being done. We need to watch and see how it evolves.
Well, at 53, this is certainly not where we are supposed to be. I mean, we all know that if we look at the countries that were they were less developed than Nigeria as at 1960. They are far, far ahead of us now. However, I don't want us to give up. I still continue to hold the hope that if we have competent leadership, patriotic leadership, this country is going to change for the better. And it is now with us to begin to ask questions. We begin to raise the standard. We begin to really put our leaders on the spot. Put them on the spot. Let them begin to be responsive to the needs of the people. We are not where we should be, no doubt, but at least I believe that we are better than what we were before. At least if you look at some basic indices in terms of, for instance, the number of universities, we had only 3 or 4 at independence, and we have them now. We can even talk about quality. We have produced more graduates than we have ever produced. So some things are working, but most importantly, the major things are not working yet.
We believe strongly in the future of Africa and in Nigeria, the future of Nigeria. It's 53 years past. There's still many more years to come. It's a gradual process. We continue to see progress in the Nigerian economy. We continue to see the growth in the economic environment. And we hear and we know of plans that Nigerians and Nigerian governments have in growing the economy. We believe that all this are going to lead to an upliftment in our business in Nigeria, and it's going to lead to an upliftment in the Nigerian economy and the Nigerian people at large.
Nigeria has work to do, but Nigeria has not failed. As Nigerians, we are the most resilient nation. We are the most resilient of people, I believe, that God has created. Because I find that in the midst of nothing, we're able to create so much. No matter the disadvantages, we've seen it here today. We've seen it with all the various industries that have been created. So I really, really do believe that as we turn 53, as we turn 54, and as we grow, we will use whatever it is within our power to ensure that this nation stands, to ensure that this nation succeeds. It's just for every single person to take responsibility for being a part of that journey. And I think once we're all able to do that, the sky is truly the limit. Yeah? Thank you.
The simple thing is this. The simple message to Nigerians that I have is this. We should stop overrating ourselves. People say, the British joined us together. We are too disparate to be together. Hey, come on. Every country I know in the world was joined together by force, whether by colonialists or warlords or barbarians, as the case may be, for as long as, whether it's the US or the UK or Australia, all of those countries were forced together. So I think we should drop this arrogance that makes us think that we're too special to be together. And that's the real issue. People think, oh, we're too special to be together. We're so different from those other people. That no matter how disparate we were, okay, we have a reason to stay together because we share the same history of colonialism, of slavery, of suffering, of poverty, of disease. And that's enough reason to come together and say, hey, how can we solve these problems? How can we reduce these problems? And we have seen that this is what makes a country is not resource. What makes a country is the intellect. So we have the brains. What can we get these young people to think together, to come together and fashion ways out of this problem? So that's what I think we should, the earlier we get onto that, the better for us as a people. Drop the arrogance, get a vision, remove all those silly prejudices that makes us so cocky and so arrogant, and then forge ahead together as a people and ensure that our young people work together.
So Nigerian 53, I think Nollywood is amazing, Nigerian music is amazing. Yeah, everything is just basically become amazing. It's gone beyond like Nigeria to Africa and the rest of the world. So I think global recognition is just like obvious for the talented like young things here in Nigeria.
So infrastructure, I'd say probably about 30%, mark. The second is on the technology itself and our ability to create and use it. On that, we've got good success stories increasingly. We just heard Joberman, Konga, Iroko TV, amongst others, starting to come of age. So when you look at that and you look at what our banks are doing with ATM and online banking, when you look at the fact that we now have mobile money, I'd say, we're not that bad on that front. However, having said that, we're still struggling with digital literacy, we're still struggling with access, we're still struggling with our people's ability to be able to use these technologies. So I'd say on that one, I'd give us 50-50. So that, in a nutshell, is how I'd look at the two different dimensions of technology in Nigeria at 53.
On the issue of unemployment, is a very big issue. The government, they are trying to come up with different initiatives to address the unemployment situation. I think a lot more work has to be done, even from the educational system, to ensure that our graduates are properly educated for the 21st century, and also we are producing graduates that can go out there and start their own businesses and create more jobs. But of course, I think in terms of the government creating an enabling environment, I think a lot more work has to be done. I think I should also congratulate the government for the UWIN project. I think it's a good step in the right direction, but I think clearly more has to be done, even from a budgetary allocation to education, just to ensure that our educational system is better equipped, and of course the graduates that are coming out of universities or polytechnics are more prepared for the opportunities and challenges of the 21st century.
Of course we've made progress. Have we made enough progress? No. Are we where we could be? No. Could we do more? Absolutely. But have we made progress? Yes. Is there anything to celebrate? Yes. Is there hope? Absolutely. Is the future bright? Completely.
Indeed, for Nigeria to experience sustainable transformation, there is great need for purposeful, dedicated, and committed leadership.